If that person delivers the plan, awesome, things will get better. It'll achieve what you feel like the organization needs. But if they don't, there needs to be consequence. Danielle.
Hey, Erika.
What's up?
Oh, just enjoying this Monday morning. How are you?
Good. Where are you?
Buffalo, New York.
How's it going in Buffalo? What's going on? Is it raining there?
No rain. We're sunny. Football season's almost here for us Bills fans. And
let's go, Josh Allen.
For the rest of the summer. Yes, Josh Allen is the best.
But go ahead. All right. Hit me with your question.
I was going to say, we could sit here and just talk about the Bills all day.
I would love to talk about the Bills all day.
My question is, so probably now 18 months, I've been on a board of a really small nonprofit, somehow found my way to be the chairperson.
Oh, geez.
And yeah, I'm a child. How am I doing this?
Yeah.
It's super small.
That's okay. That's awesome.
A lot has to get changed, and I sometimes struggle with I'm younger than the executive director, and we need to put in some better best practices. I've tried to say let's do this, give you templates and examples, and still don't see a lot of it. So I feel stuck between a rock and hard place of I can't do this for you,
right?
Even though I have more nonprofit experience and leadership than this person, but not in this direct application of what we're trying to do and fix.
Mm-hmm.
And really believe in the mission. So I guess, your feedback or tips on how you tackled, providing tough feedback as a board member, which sometimes is different than when you're an employee versus not.
Yeah, I love this question because I don't think people talk about this enough, which is, so if you're asking tough questions or you're making things happen inside of a company, you're the operator, right? You're actually doing it. You're in control. You're in the system. You're in the machine. And when you're a board member, there's this cheeky, or it's kind of a lame quote where it's noses in, fingers out, right? Where the job of a board member is to understand what's happening, to sniff around, but not to actually do it. And so it creates sometimes a lot of tension. Honestly, I think it creates tension, but it also creates frustration, especially if you know what you're doing. I've had this experience literally on every board that I sit on. I have it all the time right now with WWE or with Torchies or even with the PLL where you're oh my God, you got to do this one thing or you got to do these things. Yeah. And then you're but I can't do it for you, but you're not doing it either, So I totally understand the frustration. And then what I would say is I've never been on a board of a nonprofit. And I think nonprofits have their own level of frustration and nuance because it is nonprofit and that's just a different world. So I would say whatever you see in a for-profit environment, it's that on steroids. Our problems in a for-profit environment can sometimes be on steroids. I think what my advice or my perspective, and it's interesting, I'm going through something like this now on one of the boards I sit on, is what your job is to lay down the gauntlet and to be very clear, to be explicit about the gauntlet, to be rational, and to outline why the gauntlet is the gauntlet. So the company needs to achieve X. In order to achieve X, the nonprofit needs to achieve X, or you need to get to X place. You mentioned governance. It may be, completely rebooted governance system. In order to get to that new place, you expect a plan from the company in terms of how they are to get there. Sorry, I keep calling them a company, but you expect a plan.
The company,
yeah, you expect them to put together the plan. I think sometimes where I've fallen short is here's the plan, right? Or here are the milestones, or sometimes here's how you do it. If you're an impatient person or any type of aggressive person, you're here's how you do it, just go do it. You can't be like that on a board. What you need to say is, my expectation is a non-negotiable expectation is that we're going to be at this place at this time. And you, executive director, have this much time to deliver me the plan for how we're going to get there. And I think the thing that's tricky for you is If that person delivers the plan, awesome, things will get better. It'll achieve what you feel like the organization needs. But if they don't, there needs to be consequence. And so you'll need to have the other directors of the board on your same page, which is, hey, here's what we're expecting. Here's why we're expecting it. Here's the format we're expecting it in. And executive director or executive team, go deliver it to us. Come back in 2 weeks with the plan, and in 4 months have achieved the task or the objective or the project. And if they do it, awesome. You celebrate it. You congratulate them. You're very supportive of them. And if they don't, then it sounds like you need to make some changes at the director level.
That's really helpful because it's sort of been the previous chair was like basically quasi acting as like they were the executive director, which is not obviously the role of the board. So it was like undoing those learned behaviors of like, that's not how I perceive a board position. So now it's like you have to go fly on your own.
And that's a good thing for, that's a good, I mean, I had a board, the board chair when I was in the startup who like legit thought he had my job. And I was like, this is so fucking annoying. So like, you don't want to confuse the line of being an advisor or a director versus being the, executive or the doer. So I think that's a great reset, but then you're like, okay, it's time to fly. Like, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's just like really setting those expectations for it. So
do you think your other board
sit and spin my wheels?
Are your other board directors on your same page?
Yeah, they are. We've recruited some like really good new members as well to like fill out some people that we let by active attrition just leave. That we're ready to leave and refill it. But we're just at a point like we need to do X, Y, Z to keep this organization going because it almost went under. And we put a lot of work in to get back to where we are and just really want to see it succeed. The mission's super important. And, it's just like, am I equipped to this? That's usually what I end up asking myself. I'm like, how did I get myself in this position? I need coaching on how to be a board chair. And then I need to coach as executive director on how to be a good executive director.
Yeah, age shouldn't matter, right? Like you got to get people bought into your vision. You've got to be able to articulate it. That's part of getting people bought into it. And then you have to execute your part of it, which is holding him or her accountable, and they have to execute their part. But don't be intimidated that you're young, or don't be intimidated that they're older than you or have more experience. Like, you clearly are the board chair because you're very fucking good at what you do. So just own that. And, I think the most important thing that everybody should be bought into is that the organization should thrive. And everything that you're doing is not because you want to have control over someone else or not because it's your ego or your agenda. You're really talking about what's required to make this company successful.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Sometimes it's like you have to get out of your own way and
you got to get out of your head.
Syndrome out of your head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get out of your head, Danielle. All right. See you later. Forget.
Well, awesome. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Good luck to the Bills. So here's a brand I love. I love Shopify. Own a lot of Shopify stock. I'm interested in Shopify. I think they're a crazy smart company. Love a Canadian company, always a plus. But the best thing about Shopify is they help you run your online store. So if you want to sell t-shirts that say Brawler, or you want to sell water bottles or notebooks or glasses or computers or paper or earphones or hair elastics, whatever you want to sell, Shopify can help you manage, run, and optimize your online store. Pretty cool. So anybody can sell anything. That's the beauty of the internet. Shopify helps make that possible. If you go to shopify.com/tokenceo, you can get a free 14-day trial. So who doesn't want to try Shopify? Shopify.com/tokenceo. That's all lowercase. If you do that, you get a free 14-day trial. I love Shopify. If you have an online store, Shopify is an awesome bet and an awesome way to manage your commerce business. So go to shopify.com/tokenceo, all lowercase. Is this Christine?
Yeah, this is Christina.
Hi, Christina. What's going on?
I have an update for you.
Well, I love that. Refresh us on what we were talking about when you last called in.
Right. So a few weeks ago, I called in and I was having a little bit of a hard time kind of navigating my kind of passion project, which is also my second job.
Yeah.
I have a full-time corporate job, and I'm a fitness instructor.
Oh, yes.
part-time.
You hated your job. Hit us.
And yeah, so I quit on, I guess I called in on a Wednesday, and I quit that Friday. And I didn't have anything at the moment, but at the time I was kind of interviewing very, very like, nothing too deep into the process yet, but within an hour after I quit, I got an offer from a place that I was so excited about. And they actually gave me like 4 weeks of a break until I started.
Awesome.
And I have my first class tonight there.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah, so it's been a nice like 4-week rest, and I feel so excited for tonight.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. So what would you share with other people? What's your biggest takeaways from this experience?
The biggest takeaway was that so I had done like a one audition for this place, and like I knew it went really, really well. And there was like no doubt in my mind that I wasn't going to be able to get it. Maybe it just wasn't the right timing, for them to take on someone new, but it turned out that it was. So my biggest takeaway was that you need to bet on yourself and like trust your gut.
I love that. I'm so happy for you. I also think sometimes you get stuck in like bad energy, like your own bad energy.
Yeah.
Sometimes like you were so miserable at this place. It was bringing you down. You were probably bringing everybody else around you down. And then all of a sudden you're like, fuck it, I'm going to quit. And then the whole world opens up, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's been a great like little summer rest. But I'm so excited to get back into it now.
That's awesome. Did you text all your old clients and tell them to come tonight?
I have not yet announced that I am starting there yet.
Okay.
But I will once I'm not officially on the schedule,
Okay.
but I'm subbing in for the next 2 weeks, and
Okay.
then I'll be on.
Okay, I love that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Keep us posted. Let's go. I'm never going to have a better call than this. Hello.
Oh my gosh, I got
You got back. You cannot be a pushover. Nobody is going to respect you. We got to get going on that. Be comfortable when you're sick, Stats Creek. You're also stunting your life. I don't know if that was helpful.